All right, everybody, what is going on? We just had a data download over here on JP Dokkan. Global should be getting theirs soon if it hasn't happened already. So we got, quite a few events, quite a few things like that. I wanted to go over the new characters here and just do some calcs for them and get these guys up, or get the calcs up for you guys. The calcs are already up on Twitter, so if you're ever just, not wanting to sit through the entire video, I did post them here. So if you guys want to see how they are, there they are. So I just got those up. But for those of you who do actually want to sit through the video, hear my analysis, things like that, let's go ahead and get started. By the way, this is the countdown for when these guys are going to come out. I like to show this at the start of every video because, people always ask, even though I show this a lot of the times and people still ask. But if you go to Dokkan info, link in the description, click on cards, go to schedule. It'll take you to this page right here and you can see the countdown. You may have to change your setting so you guys can't see it, but there's like a little flag icon just like right to the right over here. And right now mine is set on UK. Because the global data download hasn't shown up yet. So the little UK flag will take you to like the JP site, but translated into English. The American flag will take you to like the global English page, which again, if I actually click on it right now, you can see it says no upcoming cards because the data download hasn't hit. But if I switch back, you guys can see right here are the cards. So, let's start with Goten and Trunks. They are by far the most complicated to calc, not because they're hard necessarily, but because they just have a lot of moving parts. So they have a pretty basic kit, kind of similar to what it was before they EZA'd. So they get 100% at the start of turn and 3 key. The 3 key is really nice. I always remember this unit struggling for key, so that is nice that they get key 3 now at the start of turn. And then they get 150% when performing a super attack. So that's pretty, straightforward, pretty easy right there. This is extremely high probability. That's a great chance. So they have a great chance of getting an additional 100% attack and defense at the start of turn. And then they have another 70% chance to get another 70% or 100% attack and defense at the start of turn. So if both of those proc, you could have 300% at the start of turn. If one of them procs, you'll have 200% at the start of turn. I would say it's going to be fairly common where you get at least one of those to proc most of the time. You should be getting all three, but it's just hard to tell. The other thing, too, is that unless you know how to actually calculate your defense, you're not going to know what you have. You'll just be able to see, like, turn by turn, the attack stats vary, but, that's just how it is, right? It's just, like, I actually hate this, but whatever. Sure, I guess. They should be fine without it. They have a high chance to launch an additional super attack, which is good. They have a high chance to crit, so, already you probably just need to give them dodge. They already have a high chance to additional, high chance to crit. Probably don't need to give them, much of those other two things, especially crit. They already have the built-in crit chance. They have a 30% chance to dodge. And then they get 20% attack and defense, up to 100% each time you receive an attack or evade an attack. And then they also get evasion rate plus 10% up to 50% with the same thing. So every time you get hit or dodge, you get 20% attack and defense up to 100, and you get 10% dodge chance up to 50. So they can pretty quickly get up to, what is that, 80% chance to dodge. That's pretty crazy, right? That's going to be a little bit nuts. And that's if they receive or dodge an attack. Before their EZA, I believe it was just if they dodged an attack. They added it now to where if you get hit, it also counts. So that'll help build them up. I would say probably you still want to give them dodge as the main focus of their kit, but you guys build them however you want. It seemed like I did a poll on my community tab and seemed like most people said dodge was the way to go, so I would just take chat's recommendation. I'm not making that up either. Here, let me pull it up real quick. All right, here we go. This is the poll right here. So this poll received 233 votes. Crit got 7%, dodge got 13%, and 79% got dodge. So that's based on 233 votes right there from the community. So if you don't know how to build them, it seems like most people want you guys to go dodge on them. So there you go. It makes sense, right? They already have built-in crit. They already have built-in additional. So that's not bad. And then when all allies participating in the attack, so that's all allies in the rotation are Kamehameha category characters, you get an additional chance to crit plus 30% and an additional 30% damage reduction. So again, that's an 80% chance to crit right there if you're on a full Kamehameha team. So that's not too bad. Their super attack effect greatly raises attack and defense for one turn. And then if you get the unit super attack, which is with another Trunks, Goten, or Krillin attacking in the turn, or well, I'm sorry, Trunks or Goten on the turn, or Krillin on the team. Krillin just has to be on the team. You get an additional 30% attack and defense for yourself and all allies for 2 turns. So really powerful effect if you're able to get this. You know, the new free-to-play Trunks is pretty decent. We do have the like Int, Goten, and the Tech Trunks. They should be solid as slot 2 characters. This unit should be good as a slot 1 character after they get a couple hits in or dodges in. So this unit can become a very solid slot 1 option. So I think this is something that you can see. And then there's their normal non-unit super attack is just greatly raise attack and defense for 50% or by 50%. So pretty good. Pretty good kit right here. They do have the active skill, which gives them a 100% dodge chance for 1 turn, and that can be used on turn 3. So very, very, very powerful EZA TUR right here. Let's go ahead and take a look at their numbers, and this is going to be a bit crazy here. So let me zoom out just a little bit here and do this. All right, so as you guys can see, because they have so much RNG in their kit, I had to do a lot of different scenarios for these guys. So let's go ahead and break this down. So this first row is just going to be if they only have 100% at the start of turn active. That's what this one's going to be. This row right here is going to be if they have 200% at the start of turn active. And then down here, this is going to be if they have 300% at the start of turn active. That is all 3 buffs proc. So both 70% chances proc, and they get to up to a 300% at the start of turn. So that's what this is right here. Again, 200% right here. And then 100% here. So this is going to be the least common. This will probably be the most common. And then this will be like the second most common right here. And then as far as the columns go, this one right here is just getting 150% on super attack. So this would be without... Ooh, excuse me. This would be... Hang on one second. Let me... All right, so this is 150% on super attack. So this is assuming that you don't have any hits or dodges in. This one is assuming that you have all of your hits and dodges in. And then this is also all of your hits and dodges in, but you also have the unit super attack is what this one is right here. So, you know, it's not perfect. But I just wanted to kind of do like a low, kind of like a low mid, and then like a low high, and then like a mid low, mid high, and then like a high low, high mid, high high is kind of what this is. So you can see all these different scenarios here. Again, I would just take some time and look at it on Twitter, and you can kind of see what numbers they're going to be getting up to. So, you know, lowest you're probably going to see is somewhere around, you know, this range right here. Highest you could possibly see is somewhere in this zone. Now, I didn't factor support into these characters at all because that would mean that I would have to do even more calculations than what you guys see on the screen right here. But just know that this is what we got going on for Goten and Trunks. So if you guys have any questions about any of these numbers and where they're coming from, let me know. One important thing to note is that most of you are probably going to be confused about this right here. The reason that this is 250% passive phase 2 is because the 100% that you get from dodging adds to the 150% that you get on super attack in your passive. Those two phases combine together to be a total of 250%. So that's how that works in your passive. So just thought I'd, you know, kind of let you guys know that that's how that was working. So don't call me crazy. That is how that works. You guys can just kind of take a look at the numbers. I would say probably most of the time you're going to see them maybe in these 2 boxes. This is probably where you're going to see them the most. But coupled with a potential 80% chance to dodge, and if you give them a full dodge build, I mean, you're just going to have like little UI Goku runts running around. So I'd say they did a good job with these guys. Let me zoom back in here. And then we'll get down to Biob Broly next. Biob Broly is actually really simple. His numbers aren't going to jump off the page to you guys, but the thing with Biob Broly, and I'll just kind of get it out of the way here, is that he is getting an insane amount of damage reduction. That's what's really making him powerful. So, as far as defense goes, he's getting defense on his 18-key super attack, and that's it. And then he gets 180% defense at the start of turn, and that's it. Everything else in his kit is just damage reduction, and then he does have a taunt ability down here with guards. So if you're able to pair this guard with his damage reduction, he's going to be really solid, especially for a free-to-play unit. The thing you have to remember with this Biob Broly is that we're not asking Biob Broly to go in slot 1 against like the Goku and Frieza super attack, right? If Biob Broly can sit in slot 3 and tank normals, I'm pretty happy with that. So he should be able to do that just fine. I think Biob Broly is going to be an effective unit. He does have some healing, which is going to be pretty helpful. I do like that. And then yeah, just with all of his damage reduction, he should be fine. So this is how Biob Broly is looking right here. So instead of doing a 55% calc on this guy, I just did like, this is rainbowed, and this is with prepared for battle active only. They did actually give Biob Broly big bad bosses. So what this is going to be over here is with prepared for battle and big bad bosses. So that's why I have 5% / 30%. So this side's 5%, this side's 30%. And then I did do one with 40% support right here. So you guys can see Biob Broly's numbers. They're definitely not crazy. If you have big bad bosses up, he's going to be looking a little bit better. But again, coupled with the damage reduction, I don't think you're going to have to worry about Biob Broly too much. Maybe if Cell Max supered him in slot 3 or something, you could have a little bit to worry about. But again, he's going to have like, what is it? So he gets 30% damage reduction whenever you do a super attack. You get 30% damage reduction whenever all allies attacking in the turn are uncontrollable force. You get an additional damage reduction. Increases critical hit and damage reduction rate by 6% up to 30 with each turn passed. And then starting from the 7th turn, it goes back down. So, I mean, what is that? You start out with basically 66% damage reduction after you super attack because you have 36% at the start of turn on your first turn. And then you get 30% more whenever you attack. So you have 66% damage reduction, then it goes up to 72, 78, etc. And then it starts knocking back down. But I don't know. I think Broly's going to be fine, or Biob Broly's going to be okay. I think this is going to be a pretty good EZA LR. By the way, he is an EZA. You guys can see the medals right down here. So he's going to be a prime battle, which is going to take a while to grind up. And then he's also going to be an EZA as well. So be sure you get this guy done. I'm not sure if we know which characters that we need to take in and get this guy done. I'll be sure to do a full guide on him once we have all that information. But he doesn't drop for another day or so. But anyway, that's Biob Broly. And then we have TUR Biob Broly is also getting an EZA. And this guy seems just like okay as well. Nothing super crazy, but he seems like a solid option. 8 key, 102% attack and defense at the start of turn, 60% damage reduction. He loses key and damage reduction each turn. Damage reduction rate increased by 30% whenever there's only one enemy. So this guy on his first turn, he's got like 90% damage reduction. I mean, that's pretty crazy, right? And then he just loses 20%. So he goes down to, what is that? He loses basically the 60. So he goes down to 30. I mean, that's fine. He guaranteed crits when there's 2 enemies. He gets 180% when he does a super attack. When attacked, you get 100, or you get 10% HP at the start of the turn, and then 100% attack and defense, whatever. And then from the 10th turn on, which you're never going to see, you get 40% damage reduction and 100% attack and defense. So this is what we got going on for TUR Biob Broly. Again, the stats aren't crazy, but he's got a ton of damage reduction, and he's a free-to-play unit. So I did go ahead and include the domain in these, by the way, if you guys didn't notice. But let me know what you guys think about these guys. Let me know what you think about Goten and Trunks. Again, the calcs are on Twitter, so if you want to have a little bit more time to digest them, you can go check them out. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Let me know if you guys enjoyed Worldwide. Ooh, looks like we're about to get slammed with content. One other thing I did want to show, if I can find it. I got to be a little bit careful scrolling through Twitter here. Here it is. Perfect. They are adding new equipments to that. Like, what is it? The Baba Shop, where you can use the crystals, like Vidal's crystal meth, to exchange for the equips. They are adding equips here for Goten and Trunks. They are also adding some for the Int Goten and the Tech Trunks. I would recommend probably just going full dodge. Maybe on these guys, on like this Trunks and Goten, you could give them like this additional silver and defense. Like that could probably be pretty good on these guys, because that's going to get you a little bit of extra defense on them. And these guys are damage reduction characters, so that could be pretty solid. But yeah, I would probably go for this level 3 dodge, maybe this like level 4 additional level 2 defense, which is going to give you 400 defense. I'd probably go for those two on them. And then for The gold skill orb, I would just say give them like a like maybe like a defense and dodge or something like that, like one of those extreme super battle road equipments. And then for these guys, again, I would just say full dodge. So like if you wanted to give them like this level 3 dodge, you could. I don't know that you're going to get a ton of value out of these crit ones, so I don't know that I would give them either of the crit ones. And then same thing here. I don't think they get a ton of value out of crits, so I don't think I would give them these. But they are free equipments, so if you're a free-to-play player and you don't want to like burn your other good equipments, I mean, these are solid, right? Like if you wanted to go for this one, and then... this one right here. This is the level 5 additional. This is the level 3 crit. The crit symbol has like this little house. That's how I know. So I would say if you wanted to give them like this, and that, you could get away with that for sure. And then just give them like full dodge and like their hidden potential build, because that would give them what, 18 dodge. That'd be fine. I think you could do that. So let me know what you guys are thinking. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. And I will catch you guys next time.